It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson. Only on 102.9 CHTM, your radio station.
Good afternoon and welcome to City Beat here on 102.9 CHTM. I'm Monika, and joining me today is Mayor Dennis Fenske. Welcome to the studio.
Morning, Monika.
If you have a question for the mayor, call us at 677-8181, or you can also email us at chtm@arcticradio.ca. To start things off, what's happened this past week?
Well, basically, I want to report on a couple of major water breaks that we had, and we're able to repair. Again, from a safety aspect, lots of heavy equipment around, lots of ice on the road. So we cleaned up one on Matishtu, and then we had another big one behind the hub that we're dealing with. So again, just be aware of the areas where that's happening. And this is not abnormal in the sense that we do have over 100 water breaks a year. It's just that this last month they've come back to back, and so just be aware of the heavy equipment that's operating. Please pay attention to the signage that's always put up in regards to the barricades and the detour signs so that everybody stays safe.
Okay. Now, last night, the Chamber of Thompson had their annual general meeting, and Elliot Sims, Director of Provincial Affairs for Manitoba, spoke. He's the Director of Provincial Affairs for Manitoba for the CFIB, and he talked about some challenges that are being faced by small to medium business owners here in the province. Now, Thompson has many small business owners. What do you think are some big barriers that you think are being faced by business owners in Thompson in particular?
Well, I think some of the challenges. One is geography, in the sense that where we're located. Another is I've heard from the labor pool in regards to staffing. If your business is restaurant or service orientated, we have that shortage. We are trying to, and there are some positive moves through UCN and some other organizations in regards to developing the labor force in Thompson to help that. But those are obstacles that they're faced with, and that we are hoping to help out with, and the community at large is hoping to move towards a stronger labor force for sure to deal with those specifically service industries.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think we can take from his presentation, I guess, moving forward?
Well, I think he had some decent points. I think some of the information that was provided may be a little off base in the sense of where we are from the City of Thompson perspective. We have a $29 million annual operating budget. $4.5 million of that is RCMP costs, which is totally uncontrollable by us. It's an agreement that we have with the province of Manitoba and Public Safety Canada in that regard. So the illusion that we have controllable spending, like a lot of that over the overall budget is actually, when you get into crunching the numbers, there are very few areas where you can cut and reduce without actually reducing services or people. And if you lose services, you don't need the people. If you lose people, you can't provide the service. So it's all about the balance to date. And I think from the residents' perspective, from what I'm hearing, is so far it's been good. As every resident, they want value for their dollar, and we're pressured as council to deliver that, and we're working hard with administration to do so. And so I think we'll continue. Everybody wants to have a positive experience, and we'll work to improve the service that we can provide with the funding that we do have.
Okay. Now, 2 weeks ago, the owner of McDonald's, Brett O'Mara, spoke to council. He asked council to do something about the social issues, he called it, in the city, such as public intoxication and vandalism. What are your thoughts about his concerns and these social issues that he spoke of?
Well, I think the social issues that he spoke of are actual and real, and that over the last number of years we've worked progressively to combat those issues. One of the things that is a big component of that is housing and homelessness, and so we've, with partnerships throughout the community, have seen the purchase or the building of transitional housing, which addresses part of the need. We have had detox beds assigned in the AFM on a walk-in basis, so that is able to deal with that. We also have a number of agencies and working with us to deal with proactive measures. This coming summer, you'll see the community safety officers in place, which is a pilot project from the province of Manitoba, and that will help to relieve some of the pressures that we have on our RCMP forces in regards to looking at the social issues that we have in our community. So I'm quite confident that we are moving forward in being proactive and trying to break the cycle. It's a long slow process, but I think if you look historically over the last 4 or 5 years, we've made some great strides and look forward to continuing those strides.
And now, Brett, when he spoke, he proposed a zero tolerance policy. Do you think that might be an option or the way to go?
Well, I think the aim of zero tolerance in any activity, I believe, is the goal. From our perspective, we aim to do the best we can with the resources we have. Certainly, we want to have people welcome in the downtown area, to be comfortable, to be safe. And as I said, we have worked with many agencies over the last number of years and continue to work proactively to ensure that can happen.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the community safety officers. How is the progress going with that?
Right now, we're in discussions with the province of Manitoba, doing the final detail on the training aspect of that. We hope to have an announcement probably within the next month in regards from the provincial government with some funding as well. And then we hope to have boots on the ground by probably the first week in June.
Have there been any delays on having the program up and running?
Well, I think that it's just a process of working with the province, and as everyone is aware, the province right now, the provincial government is in a leadership campaign issue, and so some of the workings have been delayed by those actions. And once we get through March 8th and the smoke clears and we have a clear leader, I think we can get back to the business of governing and working with our partners in getting the program going.
Okay. Now, I just want to remind listeners that we will take your questions at 677-8181, or you can also email at CHTM@arcticradio.ca. Now, I actually have a question that I received earlier via Twitter from Paul. He asks, is the LGD landfill being taken over by the city, and if so, when?
This time we are negotiating with the province and the LGD in regards to the landfill site. There's no hard deadline. We are looking at possibly a transition later this summer. So yes, we are looking at moving that forward, and we're just, as I said, working, doing our due diligence on both sides, from the LGD's perspective, the province's perspective, and the city's perspective.
And Paul was also wondering what would happen to the current LGD employees.
Current LGD employees would be amalgamated into the city of Thompson, and those are part of the discussions that go along with that transfer. They are unionized employees, and we have a couple of unions within the city of Thompson from steelworkers' perspectives, 7911 and 8223. And so those discussions have to be completed, but there would be a transition into the city of Thompson.
Okay, perfect. Now, hometown hockey is just over a week away. So, in addition to Winterfest, other events happening that weekend. Any new updates on the events taking place that weekend?
Absolutely. The focus will be hometown hockey over the next week and a half. We have the announcement of the Wall of Fame game. That's on Saturday evening at 7 o'clock, at 8 o'clock at the TRCC. That is the only event that has a fee for entry, and that's $7 per person. And that $7 goes towards the fundraising for the Wall of Fame project. Kids under 6 are free, and basically we're looking at featuring Jennifer Saunders, who is a world-renowned racquetball player, induction into the Wall of Fame, and we'll have some appearances by former NHL players, Wall of Fame players, and former junior players as well. The mascots and door prizes will be there, so that's a big event on Saturday evening. We have the broadcast of the game between Ottawa and Calgary happening Sunday evening. We have the festival and hometown Rogers Hometown Hockey program happening on Saturday and Sunday. Lots of activity, and as you mentioned, as well as that, the Rogers Hometown Hockey, we also have Winterfest happening. We have the men's bonspiel happening. We have the gymnastics meet happening as well, and a basketball tournament at Artie Parker. So a very busy weekend. We're encouraging everyone to come down. One other thing that we've announced is the Paint the Town Red project in regards to snow sculptures. Lambert's is sponsoring that, and we would like everyone to paint the town red and put a nice sculpture up in their yard or their business, or paint their storefront windows or their living room windows in Rogers red, so that we can show the spirit and enthusiasm to everyone across the country when we are televised on Saturday and Sunday.
Perfect. Now, is there anything else happening this upcoming week?
Actually, we're just kind of pulling things together. As I said, we went through two major water breaks, so we're cleaning up from that, and then we'll get back into regular routine. I would just encourage everyone with the weather changing a bit and nice blue skies that everybody's out there, but be safe, dress accordingly, and enjoy your weekend.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today, Dennis. That's this edition of City Beat. Join us every Thursday around 11:30 for more on what's happening around Thompson and City Hall. For 102.9 CHTM, I'm Monika Gould.